What the foul? Tiger Woods arrested on a DUI. One of the biggest names in golf has denied that alcohol was a factor after he was bunkered on drunk driving charges. Tiger Woods was arrested in the early hours of Monday in Jupiter, Florida, on suspicion of driving under the influence. Police stopped the 41-year-old golfer in his car on Military Trail, south of Indian Creek Parkway at around 3 a.m. It is unclear whether Woods refused to take a breathalyzer test before he was taken into custody. But according to TMZ, an officer smelled alcohol on Woods' breath, and the golf legend acted arrogantly as he refused to blow into a breathalyzer. In Florida, that would mean an automatic arrest and license suspension. Woods was released several hours later on his own recognizance. He apologized and said he had experienced an unexpected reaction to prescribed medications. Woods has been plagued by back problems for the past 3 years and hasn't played golf since pulling out of a tournament in Dubai in February. Last month, the 14-time major champion posted on his website that he had undergone surgery for pain in his back and legs. In 2009, Woods drove into a tree while under the influence of the prescription drug Ambien, as his relationship with his then-wife went seriously downhill. Woods was not charged with a DUI at the time. Longtime fans of TomoNews and the Taiwanese animators may recall that this animation of the incident went viral and really helped put our company on the map. Nearly a decade later, let's hope that stories involving cars, alcohol, prescription drugs, and Tiger Woods don't become par for the course. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Some people think that golf is boring, but they've just not seen these videos.
Monster-sized alligator roams Florida golf course. It looks like a scene out of Jurassic Park. A reptile so massive in size it couldn't possibly be real. But believe it or not, it is. The man who captured it on tape, golfer Charles Helms, was putting around Buffalo Creek Golf Course in Florida when he and his buddy caught sight of the gator, which they estimate to have been about 15 feet in length.
I think that's 2 guys in an alligator suit.
Helms posted this video to Facebook on May 25th. The men tried to get as close to it as possible to show just how huge the gator was. But while it's an eye-opening sight to most, the staff at the golf course claim this big lug's been around for a long time and doesn't seem to disturb the peace. One employee reportedly said he's more like a mascot for the golf course. By the looks of him, he's probably pretty old and has been eating well throughout his life. Healthy male American alligators in Florida have been known to reach sizes of roughly 15 feet in length and weigh in at close to 1,000 pounds. No one at the course is worried about him, but if you spot him, it still couldn't hurt to keep some distance when taking gator selfies.
Viral video shows 2 kids brawling on a golf course. Footage posted to LiveLeak this week shows 2 kids throw down on a golf course. Now, golf is typically a gentleman's game, so we can't imagine why these 2 boys started kicking the crap out of each other. The big guy in blue is shoved down, and it's here that the golf course is transformed into a boxing ring as things escalate between these 2 junior sluggers. Soon the other guy is pushed down but gets back up and throws a punch.
Calm down.
And after a while, the blue-shirted fella grabs a club and wallops the other guy's bag, but things soon calm down after that. So what's the moral of the story? Well, it's a toughie, but we'd say don't mix angry kids, brawling and golf clubs. Savvy?
A naked woman streaked through the President's Cup golf tournament on Sunday. Here's TomoNews' idea of how that whole thing went down.
Well, we're on the 18th hole and, oh, there appears to be a naked woman running onto the course. Tiger Woods seems to have lost control of his shot. Captain Fred Couples looks only slightly amused. Security is on the scene, but she's going fast, and she's gone into the jungle. Fine effort by security, though. Well done, chaps.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Man thrown from golf cart suffers severe brain damage. Last year in Taiwan, Mr. Wu, age 48, was flung from a vehicle and suffered a severe head injury that left him partially paralyzed and unable to speak. It happened while Mr. Wu was golfing. Golfing? Yep, golfing. Mr. Wu, once an avid golfer, was being driven around the course by one of the golf course's employees when the golf cart rounded a corner and flung Mr. Wu from the vehicle. Mr. Wu struck his head on a rock and passed out. Mr. Wu would lie there for nearly an hour before emergency staff responded because his golf cart driver hadn't realized he'd fallen from the cart. In fact, the staffer thought Mr. Wu had gotten out and decided to walk the rest of the way, so she waited for him at the next hole. It wasn't until Mr. Wu failed to appear after half an hour that the woman finally decided to look for him. Doctors say that the delay caused Mr. Wu's head injury to worsen and caused him to also suffer a stroke that paralyzed 30% of his body. Now, after 3 surgeries and extensive physical rehab, Mr. Wu can walk, but he can't speak or take care of himself. His wife is suing the golf course for $500,000 as well as the staffer who was driving the golf cart. His wife claims that her husband was flung from the vehicle because the driver was flying around the corner at an unsafe speed. In the meantime, the golf course has not fired the driver or implemented any additional safety procedures. Mrs. Wu had already refused a settlement of $10,000, stating that the amount was inadequate to even cover her husband's medical costs.
Tiger Woods just can't keep his wood in his bag. While it feels like an age since Tiger Woods last had a birdie on the course, seems like the PGA Tour's most notorious womanizer still has no problem holing out off the greens, if the National Enquirer is to be believed. According to the Enquirer, Tiger's latest conquest is the smoking hot Amanda Boyd, ex-wife of Tiger's fellow pro and probably by now former friend Jason Duffner. Seems like no matter how hard he tries, Tiger just can't contain his inner animal, and once again it has come back to bite him. Word has it Boyd is a big flirt with other players on the tour, which these Instagram shots seem to confirm. A tour insider told the Enquirer that her flirty ways had obviously caught the eye of the Tiger, and then in March she made the cut, with Jason that is, as the couple divorced, citing an irretrievable breakdown. Then, just a few weeks later, Woods and skier girlfriend Lindsey Vonn called it quits. A coincidence? We think not. Tiger then reportedly flew Boyd from her home in Alabama to Washington State for a few days in June as he was preparing for the US Open. A visit that had a great effect on Tiger's game, as he shot his worst ever US Open round of 80 and missed the cut with play that would have made an amateur look good. Obviously his mind was elsewhere. As for Miss Boyd, she may be hot, but she also seems to have a talent for hooking up with players that suddenly lose form in spectacular fashion. Jordan Spieth would be advised to stay well away.